Hello and welcome to DFTL. This is Alpha Watch, where I look at interesting in development indie games. Today is Pioneers, made by a guy called Eigen. You may know him as the guy who made the text-based multiplayer shooter, which is also a pretty awesome project. So I'm excited to show you this. Thing is, this Alpha Watch will be a bit different because of the pace of the game and the fact that it's got a lot of things that I really want to talk about in depth. I will be doing this as a voiceover and just show you the bits that I'm talking about in the background. So, what is this game? It is a turn-based exploration survival game set in the 16th century. The essentials of the game are you go out across the high seas and explore. You find an island, you walk around it with little characters that you create. You get to set their stats and their skills and their name, which I think you can only randomize at the moment. You can't actually type it in, which is a shame. But this is a very early version. This is the 5th build that they've created, so there are a few things that aren't actually in the game yet, like crafting and multiple islands. Currently there are 2 that I know about that I've been able to find, but from what I can glean from their forums is that they're going to have an entire world's worth of islands that you can sail around, and they'll be procedurally generated, which means that you'll never be the same again and you get something new each time. So one of the coolest things that I like about this game is that if someone throws the word exploration at me, and it's a game, obviously, just throwing bits of paper at me, that's not quite the same thing. If someone throws the word exploration at me and it's attached to a game, I am all over that. And best thing about this game is you buy yourself a boat, you stock yourself up, you get your crew, and you just sail. You can go wherever you want, and this sailing screen reminds me of a game that I used to play when I was younger called Cutthroats. I think it was by Eidos, and you were a pirate and you had sea battles and inclement weather and stuff like that, and that was awesome. And I like the way that you control your boat in this, and what I hope for this game is that they have different weather conditions that really make it difficult to get places and make it so that you can just sink in the middle of the ocean. That would be amazing to me. Once you get to the island, you can offload your guys. You have to equip them with axes and weapons, tents and flint to make a fire and campsite. And you have to look after their needs because they have a health bar, rest bar, which is it a rest bar? It's probably the right word. Which they need to rest at a campsite every so often after they've taken a few turns. They also have a food and drink bar, which you can refill by just giving them food and water that they have to carry with them. I really enjoy the turn-based gameplay of this. It gives you time to think, and it kind of emphasizes the fact that surviving isn't easy. I mean, you've got to gather berries and things, but it takes a long time to get there, and if you spend too much time in the wilderness, your guys get tired and can be in serious danger of dying, and if they all die, it's game over. Now, the single game that is in the quest at the moment comes from a guy at your starting island. He tells you to go and find some spices, and these spices are really rare and tend to be at the center of the island. Now, if you're lucky, the island will have a river which you can sail down and get to the center, which is where most of the spices is. Spices is? Yeah, sure, the spices is in the center, and you can send your little guys off and quickly collect them, because if they spend too long in the wilderness, they're likely to get eaten by bears. And likewise, if you try and start at one edge of the island and work your way across, it'll be very slow work and very hard on your people, and they're going to run out of water and food, and their tools might break. And because you only have a set amount of money, you're only going to be able to pay for a certain amount of food and water. So there are a lot of pressures on you in this game. There's resources, there's the enemies in the bears and wolves that track you and can really do some damage to your people. Another thing I enjoy about this game is that it captures an essence of an older time, ye olde ages, with sails and brave adventurers going off into the wilderness to explore and find awesome stuff, with a 5-colour palette. If you notice in here, this is the spring season, I think. It only has 5 colours, and for each of the 4 seasons they switch to a different colour palette. and at the moment I can't tell if there's any difference in the effects on your people or how you have to survive in each season so far, but I'm assuming that in winter your people will get cold and tired quicker, etc, etc. So yeah, this game looks amazing. I'm really excited about this game. You can't understand how awesome finding this has been. So I will put links in the description where you can download their early builds. They also have a forum where you can join up and talk to them about different aspects of the game, and I'm sure they're very happy to answer any questions you have. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.